Humanity has survived violent and deadly wars. From this, humans have become more resilient, creating protective and healing tools to help people through pain and suffering. But as technology and medicine advances, so has violent and vicious methods of attack. Certainly, we don't know what lies ahead. Glowing Care is developing new ways to be prepared for first aid care, where first responders' actions must be effective and fast, as every second counts when a life can be saved or lost. Living medicine is a new opportunity for using living microorganisms found in nature to help the healing process. Glowing Care's technology is continuously evolving into living medicine, invisible heroes working inside the body to heal the wounded patient. In 1861, in the American Civil War, strange tales of a mysterious blue glow that appeared at night on the wounds of men arose. Wounds that glowed healed much faster and more cleanly, having a higher survival rate than the men who remained unilluminated. It was clear there was something supernatural going on. It was concluded angels must be responsible, and it became known as glow angel. Later discoveries showed that the glow was actually a bacteria called Photohabdis luminescens. This microorganism took advantage of the moisture and bacterial matter in soldiers' infected wounds in order to live and produce light. The bioluminescent bacteria ultimately destroyed the harmful bacteria that could have killed them. But for the soldiers back then, it represented hope for survival. Living medicine is also found within nature. Inside the heart of the Amazon lies a frog, known as monkey tree frog, scientifically named Philomedusa salvagi. This frog is extremely special for the Matsus Indians, as they use it in ceremonial rituals in order to feel like superheroes. They use the frog's natural secretions to increase their abilities and senses, allowing them to climb and hunt without feeling any pain. Once these secretions penetrate the human skin, it inhibits pain receptors, manifesting itself as a painkiller. These properties act like morphine, but are 40 times stronger. However, it doesn't have the opiate component that makes morphine addictive. In nature, we found the medicine of our past and now of our future. Glowing Care wants to show living medicine as an angel and a superhero that accompanies our Colombian soldiers as well as other soldiers on the battlefield around the world. Today, armed forces soldiers risk their lives daily, but usually do not have the necessary medical equipment to treat serious injuries such as gunshot wounds. Medicine kits are simple. They include acetaminophen, saline solutions, and limited gauzes. More times than often, these are not enough for serious injuries, forcing them to use what they have on hand to stop the bleeding. Even if they succeed, soldiers fighting in rural areas are hours away from medical attention, taking up to 8 hours to reach a hospital. Combat nurses are crucial when a soldier suffers a bullet wound. Its first course of action is stopping the bleeding. However, it's impossible for them to detect internal bleedings from organs or tissues. Researchers have attributed 90% of preventable deaths to uncontrolled bleeding. A single gunshot wound patient can lose up to 3 liters of blood in 10 minutes. But now imagine minutes turning into hours after the bullet has hit the body. Excruciating pain that often causes a person to faint. Yet there's another problem that lies beyond the visual damage. Infections. They occur within the wound, due to extensive exposure to unhealthy conditions, which can end up harming and even killing the patient after being treated. Glowing Care uses bacteria heroes that heal from within, working hand in hand with combat nurses by disinfecting the wound and lowering pain levels, acting as a quick and effective solution to these life and death situations. Inspired by the Glow Angel's work, Glowing Care's biotechnology consists of using antimicrobial peptides acting as the wound sterilizer, combined with the frog's DNA sequence that reduces pain levels. Both are introduced into the E. coli bacteria that acts as a growing medium in order to cultivate a new protein containing antimicrobial and analgesic properties. This ensures no risk to the patient since it's the protein entering the body, not the bacteria. This new protein is then added to the hydrogel. Glowing Care is a transparent biopolymer band that, thanks to its mechanical properties, allows expansion up to 4 times its original size. Its versatility can cover any affected area, regardless of wound size or body part. The hydrophobic adhesive side of the band creates blood resistance, adhering to the skin firmly, applying pressure to the area. The bleeding is stopped and the wound is isolated from external contamination. The band features a center button made up of two layers. The top layer has two components that come into contact and discharge pressure into the bottom second layer, releasing the hydrogel that contains the engineered protein. Once the band is in place, the button must cover the entrance of the bullet wound, where the nurse applies enough pressure to break the button. As the first layer breaks, components in recession merge, activating and releasing a chemical reaction, exerting power where the hydrogel is pushed towards the skin and inside the wound. It initiates the healing process as it comes in contact with blood. The strong force generated by this chemical reaction is enough for the hydrogel to enter the bloodstream without being compromised by the outgoing blood flow. The hydrogel's main function is to immediately stop the bleeding. Once it enters the wound, it attracts plasma, proteins, and platelets, stopping the bleeding in 120 seconds. Within the wound, the disinfecting component will begin to attack any bacteria that could become an infection, along with a component that reduces pain. Once the button is broken and activated, the band will begin to glow, indicating that the healing process has begun. This will be our version of the Glow Angel. This way, the nurse will be able to verify that our living medicine is working correctly, and the patient will have a sigh of relief knowing that he is being protected and is going to be cured. When the protein is no longer active, the brightness decreases and the nurse can identify the end of the healing process. The first responder will be able to carry glowing care in his first aid kit. The band comes individually packed in a sterilized sachet. These sachets are made of an aluminium packaging that offers high levels of corrosion resistance and provide optimal protection properties by offering an impermeable metal barrier to light ultraviolet rays, oxygen, and microorganisms. These individual packs come in a hard case container that is shockproof as well as waterproof that can store up to 10 individual packs, protecting them from any accidental activation. Glowing Care hopes to be a new approach to first aid for use in armed conflict zones. Its design intends to be easy to apply, intuitive, and versatile. Gun violence is not only found in battlefields. Sadly, we can find this type of situation in many other contexts. More than 500 people in the world die daily from gun-related violence. Last year in the US alone, 38,730 people died from gunshot wounds. 969 of them were kids. Even though Glowing Care was intended for gunshot wounds, our Biodesign can be applied to any open wound that needs disinfecting and pain relief. Glowing Care seeks to support first responders by providing living medicine that works with the body to supply them with a faster and targeted recovery. Taking inspiration from nature's wonders, Glowing Care will act as a helping hand, a guiding angel that with its light reassures hope to the wounded while caring and healing them from the inside. This Biodesign, with the press of a button, will be the quick and effective solution needed in these life and death situations. A new approach to first aid care. Disclaimer: Glowing Care promotes peace and the well-being of humanity. For more information, we invite you to visit our webpage.